Welcome to the Women Seen and Heard podcast. Want to become a more confident presenter and conference speaker? Meet Anita Perez-Ferguson and Lois Phillips, who are the co-authors of the Women Seen and Heard Speakers Journal, and they want to share what they've learned about women's speaking styles from their professional speaking careers. In each weekly podcast, they'll select and take turns responding to one prompt taken from the speaker's journal. In the closing moment, they offer a simple single tip you can put to use right away. Enjoy.
So Lois, tell me, how do you feel about public speaking? Do you feel pride, excitement, or maybe anxiety? And why do you think you feel this way?
At this point in my life, I do feel comfortable speaking to small and large groups. When I have something to say that I believe is helpful or important, I'll actually seek out speaking opportunities. In truth, I love the adrenaline rush I get when it all goes well. It wasn't always that way. I majored in speech communication in college, and that's where I had to face my fears and overcome my nervousness about public speaking. In order to pass my courses, I had to prove I was an accomplished debater, facilitator, broadcast anchor, and raconteur. I learned speech structures by studying classical orators who were, by the way, all men. My articulate professors taught me how to organize my material so that my remarks would be interesting to listeners. Later, as a college administrator, I had no choice but to become a better communicator, leading faculty meetings and speaking to business groups. Sometimes I had to explain my rationale for making budgetary decisions that weren't always so popular. The experience of dealing with feedback and tough questions increased my self-confidence. I then sought to have my professional speeches make an impact on listeners, perhaps change their minds, hearts, and even lives. I've been gratified by and excited about the invitations to speak to women at universities, medical schools, and business conferences about the need for more women's voices to participate in the debates that will shape the future. Men's and women's leadership is needed to address the emerging problems facing us in our fast-paced, high-tech, and multicultural society. Media experience was fun and exciting. In mid-career, I became host of 2 cable TV programs and later co-host of an NPR program. And here again, I learned by doing. For example, how to cope with a microphone that goes dead and a panelist who doesn't show up. I spoke at a governmental conference the day of the Loma Prieta earthquake in San Francisco when people started running out of the room in the middle of my talk. Stuff happens, and I learned to take the unexpected in stride. Speaking skills helped me successfully compete with others for various job opportunities, in fact, leading me to a few unexpected career pivots. I realized that expressing oneself during an interview was similar to handling the Q&A, the times when you have to think on your feet and remain nonplussed. It's natural to feel a bit nervous standing up to face a crowd when there's a lot at stake, a hostile audience, or when presenting your challenge to the way things have always been done. In those cases, even with skills and experience, I can feel those infamous butterflies when I begin. However, once I get rolling, I'm fine. If you develop public speaking skills, you will also feel pride and satisfaction when you get your message across, especially when you know you've inspired people to see a situation or the world differently. So the tip I'd offer to women who want to become more self-confident presenters is to learn by doing. Volunteer for a panel, deliver the team briefings, become an advocate for your favorite charity. When your presentation changes minds and hearts, people will appreciate what you have to say and appreciate you. And remember that our podcast schedule is found at Women Seen and Heard on Facebook.